Because what we've done essentially is reduce lag time across 14 different verticals. For a lead to enter from one side and then exit through the other processed, right? We've reduced that time exponentially. Not just that, like you said, the tech team doesn't have to worry about something in the chain of command going down. Now they have to just worry about one tool, one product, and they just have to maintain that, right? So we've essentially reduced, problems in that area as well. And I think what at least what I feel we've done to a certain degree, and this came up during our user interviews with Crystal as well, is I think we've reduced problems per employee. I don't want to say we've reduced attrition because we don't really have that data, but
but I'm sure we would have.
We would have, right? Like that is an indirect effect, because what we figured was that people coming into the organization fresh-faced, right? The organization themselves had to give them about like a month's worth of onboarding to understand the chain of different tools, because there were 14 tools across verticals, yes, but like at any given point, one person had to work on 3 different tools.
That's a very interesting point. I mean, all these big companies using whatever tools they use for years, right? They have set up a training process to teach people how to use these tools instead of redesigning these tools so that it's intuitive already for somebody who's joining in.
Absolutely. Because if you think about it, that's 14 different types of onboarding you have to give. Because they went for 14 white label tools, they have multiple different types of onboarding. And if one person has to use 3, that's onboarding X3. Right? Not to mention the fact they still have to get used to it. 3 to 4 months of at least, trying to wrap their heads around it. And that's, I think, one of the main complaints that came up is the fact that they took a lot of time to really understand what was going on, right? And I mean, that's a loss. That's a loss to you as an organization, because if someone is effectively giving you, out of the 8 hours that they're working, they're effectively giving you 6 hours, right? And they're going to spend about 2 to 3 hours of that just trying to figure out what's happening.
Getting frustrated.
And like another hour getting frustrated and an hour for lunch, you are not really doing much as an organization. So that is why I think it's very important to invest in something that works for you specifically as an enterprise, right? And I think we've seen that with Crystal, and for that matter with Comviva. What you said about leadership tools, I think that was a very good point. That's what we built for Comviva.
That's exactly what we sold.
Yeah, with the OneSync.
The leadership had to look at 10 different tools, talk to 10 different leaders of 10 different verticals to understand what is happening in the company.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine how much time, how much money is getting wasted in this.
Yeah. And coming back to the fact that like what we are trying to solve for is not just trying to streamline work or anything. It's more than that. It's trying to firstly undo a lot of the clutter that comes with using multiple different platforms, trying to understand all of that, and the challenges that involve understanding specialized tools, because they don't want to teach you this tool in college, let's be honest, right?
I mean, college is a completely different scenario is what I think.
Yeah, well, I know your thoughts on college, but my point is that you don't come with this knowledge. Like, you sort of have to learn it as you go, right? And I think as an organization, that's a loss for you, and therein lies your ROI for you as an organization, that if you've built a tool that works across platforms, across verticals, you're essentially, reducing the upfront load of trying to onboard someone, and maybe at the other end, maybe trying to reduce attrition, because the frustration level goes down, right? Because these are specialized users that we're building.